Okay, so we are on our way to Frick Museum, which is uptown on the Upper East Side if you've never been. It is hands down my favorite museum in New York City. My fabulous husband, he's not vintage, he looks fabulous in every facet of fashion. I talk about luxury fashion, vintage fashion, accessibly priced fashion. And like he makes fun of me for it all the time, like in a cute way. I ran into some friends. It was just a really, really lovely time. Hello my darlings, and welcome to vlog number 1. My name is Sarah Godfrey, and I traditionally make content on TikTok for the most part about fashion and really every facet of fashion. I talk about luxury fashion, vintage fashion, accessibly priced fashion. I talk a lot about shopping mindfully and shopping kind of more sustainably. I give style hacks, I give tips and tricks, I do deep dives into brands' histories, I do reviews of some of my favorite items in my collection. I really love to talk about any aspect of fashion. I also touch on fine art, the opera, the ballet, kind of you name it. And I'm hopping on YouTube because what I've realized with TikTok is I really just love long form content. And what I found with TikTok is it's really more for kind of short, cute, sweet, funny videos. I can't really talk about things the way that I like to and kind of just like dig deep into subjects that I love or talk about my life in ways that I want to or engage with you guys in the way that I want to over TikTok. So I figured it was time to hop over to YouTube. This week I actually have a really fun week ahead of me, which is why I wanted to start the vlog now. I am going to a gala tomorrow at one of my favorite museums in the city. It's really a garden party. And then after that, I'm actually going to Rome with my husband and my dad. We're going to see a fantastic exhibition of Caravaggio's artworks. We're going to one of our favorite 3 Michelin star restaurants. We're going to some places my dad picked out to eat. I'm going vintage shopping with one of my best girlfriends ever who moved to Milan for the love of her life, which I love that for her, but it means that she's not here. So I have a lot of fun stuff in the works and I wanted to try taking you guys along. So this is going to be my first vlog, hopefully of many, and I actually have a lot to get to tonight, so let's get to it. So first things first, I have to try on this dress because I think I've put it on my body twice. It's this really amazing vintage find that is so fragile that I really have been hesitant to really try it on much. It honestly could be a museum piece. And I put this on TikTok before, but in case you didn't see it, this is the gown. It is a really stunning gown from the 1930s. I brought it to this place called Jeeves, which if you live in New York and you ever need a dry cleaner for like super, super nice pieces, like this is where my husband and I both take our bespoke suits that we had made for our wedding, like only the nicest things. It's a little bit expensive. I would highly recommend Jeeves on the Upper East Side. They do a fantastic job and they also deliver. I just picked this up today because I dropped it off a few weeks ago and I really wanted them to like stabilize a couple pieces of the dress. I'm gonna throw it on, I'll show you guys, and I need to try on these shoes that I got because I don't know if they're gonna match. This is the dress. It's gorgeous gold lame. Like it really does just kind of like fit like a glove, and the way in the back it swoops down. I just think it's so stunning. These are the shoes that I got that I really hope match. They are these little vintage Gucci's. My fear with these is they're gonna be too gold. Oh, actually, I think they're gonna be perfect. This outfit. So I just got home from work because we're getting ready for the Frick now, which is very exciting. I'm gonna wash my face. I'm gonna do an ice bath for my face. I've started doing this a lot of mornings recently and it just makes my face feel so like in and fresh. And then I'm gonna do my makeup. I'm thinking of doing like rosy cheeks and kind of like brown neutral eyes. Okay, we switched into the robe because I keep getting stuff on my dress. Somehow I am much more than my husband, the person who like drops a little food on themselves or something. Like he makes fun of me for it all the time, like in a cute way. I'm starting with this, can you guys see? It's this Dream Skin. It's kind of like a primer from Dior. When I purchased this, the woman actually described it as kind of like the last step of your skincare, because if you go with no makeup, it's actually a great thing to just add a little bit of a blurring effect. If you watch my content on TikTok, you will notice that I very rarely, not completely never, but pretty rarely do content about makeup. And it's in part because I just don't know it as well. Like I did do when I had our first little like intimate wedding, with just my family. I did do my own makeup for it, and I took a lot of time to like learn how to do it well for that event, and I think it helps me a lot. I would much rather have perfect glowy clear skin and just like throw on a lipstick and a little bit of blush or a little bit of contour and call it a day. I tend to use the Kosas concealer. I need to experiment more with other types of concealers, but I always end up finding my way back to this one, or what is it, Laura Mercier? No, Hourglass. I just realized I didn't do my eye makeup first. For like day-to-day makeup, I typically do my eyes last, but when I do evening makeup, I like to do my eyes first sometimes, because it's inevitable that at some point I will rest my hand on my face and take off half my makeup. Little trick I learned from my wedding makeup artist. So let's do the eyes now, and then afterwards we will go back and fix anything that I miss. My friend used to always say eyebrows are supposed to be, I think it's sisters, not twins. And then I would always say back to her that mine are more like cousins with the shape. Okay, love you.
Don't pick on yourself.
I'm not picking on myself. I'm picking on myself a little bit. My husband is my #1 fan. I don't know what I would do without him at this point. Okay, so my eyebrows are done, and I think they look pretty good today, guys. I don't know. I did a good job, I think. These are my absolute favorite eyeshadows. They're like a liquid eyeshadow. I love them so much. I use them all the time. I want them in a million colors, but I actually only have 2 right now. But I just like that you can like kind of just like, it's so messy, but just like buff it out. Most people know how incredible these are, but I love them. I do think I'm gonna use this shimmery one of the same in the crease. I think that's kind of it. I think I'm gonna do bright inner eye. It's gonna be good for photos. Last time I went to an event at the Frick, actually. I actually got my picture in Vogue, which was very cool. So for contour, I've started using this little liquid one by Rare Beauty. I like it a lot. I used to use, I think it was the Anastasia Beverly one, which was good, but I had a lot of issues with it exploding on planes in my stuff and like breaking. It got to a point where I was like, I have to try another product because I can't deal with just the frustration, which I like the Rare Beauty one. It's nice. I think it kind of like buffs out really nicely. I'm a big cheekbone person. I like the shape of my face here, and I also really like to accent it. Thought I wanted to do very rosy cheeks. I'm gonna start off with this light pink. This is a Chanel blush. I love these. These are cream. I started using these before my wedding. It is the Baume Essentiel in Rouge Frais. And I will put all of the products in the caption for anyone who's interested. And then I think over top, I'm gonna do this kind of like really beautiful Makeup by Mario. It's kind of like almost like a raspberry color. I love this. I feel like it's quite pigmented. So unfortunately my camera overheated and you guys missed the end of the makeup, but I think it turned out quite nicely. I will show you all of it up close shortly. I'm just trying to straighten up my eyebrows a little bit. But I think like the mascara, like, I think it turned out great. My eyelashes look bomb.com. Okay, on to hair. And this is gonna be the difficult part. Now, I don't really know how I'm gonna do my hair for this, and I may need to turn you guys off and like rejoin you in a little bit because I kind of have to focus, but I'll see you in a second. I'm gonna try a little thing out and then we'll chit chat afterwards. I'm sorry that you guys didn't get to see a great view of my outfit yet, but I will show you when we get to the museum at some point. But we're going for a garden party celebrating a new exhibition that they're opening called Vermeer's Love Letters, which is about the kind of motif of writing and correspondence in 3 of Vermeer's paintings. I am part of the Young Fellows at the Frick, so if you join, you get invited to lots of different events celebrating different exhibitions. There's different tours that you can go on, etc., supporting the museum. But when you go to the evening events, they actually let you take photos, which they don't let you do if you just kind of go as a regular museum visitor during the day. Some of my greatest Instagram pics are actually from the Frick. Okay, good morning, guys. It is the morning after the garden party, and I am packing because when I tried on all of my stuff, I was running late, and basically I just dropped everything in my suitcase. It is the morning of our trip, and now I'm a little pressed for time. I tried on some outfits without you guys. Long story short, I have some cute dresses. If you follow me on TikTok or on Instagram, you probably have seen a lot of them. I didn't do any pre-shopping for this trip because I am going to be doing a little bit of shopping there. And it just seems silly to spend money on things here that I can find here after the trip before I went. We're going to this really amazing like vintage flea market on Sunday. I've heard it's fantastic and that they have really great stuff. My friend was in Rome a few months ago and went, and she got some great things. So yesterday was really fun. It was really nice, as always, to see the Frick full of people. I mean, every time I've been recently, it's been quite full. I think there's a lot of excitement around the reopening of the museum, and the exhibition was really beautiful. The Frick has a pretty small temporary exhibition space, so they tend to do, from the exhibitions that I've seen there, they often do kind of these little smaller explorations of a theme. So there were only 3 paintings, but it was a show of Vermeer's paintings, as I mentioned on the way there yesterday. And Vermeer was not a very prolific artist. He only made about 36 paintings, like around 3 dozen. So to have 3 in one room is almost a tenth of his paintings anyway. So it was really great show. I ran into some friends. It was just a really lovely time. I have to go to the office after this. So it's all gonna be fine. I can sleep tonight on the plane. I can get some work done on the plane tonight too, which will be great. Although I will say, we are flying economy for this trip, and I think we're pretty far back in the plane. So we'll see how well I sleep, because I've been having problems with my hip recently. I went on a run. I think I just didn't stretch properly, and the next day I bent down to actually grab something from my fridge, and I felt something jerk and kind of tighten. Go to this really great masseuse in New York for specifically sports massages and healing massages. And to be honest, they're not enjoyable always. They're quite painful, but they helped me so much with my posture before my wedding, because I have a really tight neck, especially from when I used to dance actually, and afterwards, and from sitting at a desk now. I'm always kind of working on my computer. Anyway, long story short, he helped me tremendously, because part of the reason that my posture was wrong is because of tightness. So one of my shoulders sat a little bit up from the other because of how tight my neck was. And so for my wedding, I went consecutive times to have this guy work on my neck, and it did wonders. And I've started seeing a guy there for my hip, which has been helpful, but it hasn't quite healed it because it's not pleasant and it makes it hard to work out. So